You win Manning Cup too?
Went Manning Cup finals in
You got Manning Cup
1984
finals.
and went unbeaten in 1986.
So, unbeaten.
Unbeaten.
So you win Manning Cup.
The last game when Woolmers and Casey sell it out, man.
And Woolmers win it?
No, Woolmers make Casey score 6 goals on them in the last 15 minutes and Woolmers they beat them before.
The game cold.
That's why the game, them now, no semi-final, all semi-finals are played at the same time.
Me see they don't celebrate Woolmers, you know.
No, me just go to celebrate the cold.
No, I'm not, man. No problem. I'm only for Woolmers. Lawrence Serra.
Me see I prepare the celebration.
In the future, always want to prove a point. Now we're contemplating another junction in life. We live with our decisions. It all come down to choice. Hey, I made use of my opportunity. Now I'm where I wanna be.
Look who we have in the cut. My long-time brethren, Agent Sasco. The man is a farmer and a contractor by day and an artist by night.
Well, I guess to work out is all day. You never know which cap you're wearing.
All right.
So daytime, nighttime, you don't know.
You never know.
Yeah,
You
man.
never know. You never know. We have Craig Butler, the great, the man, the myth. Eh? How them do somebody out the road, man? And when I meet, he's like, I say, I can't.
The same person.
The same person where the people them a try to turn into this big controversial figure. At the end of the day, you know, Craig, I don't want to talk to the man that is pointing fingers at you. I want to talk to you because it's you I see with the results. It's you I see making real major moves in the real world, right? It's you me see a rewrite history. We're not supposed to can do that. Caribbean brush off a little youth from nowhere out of the Caribbean and send him go straight to the Premier League, Craig.
No, we're supposed to do that. And the thing is, we want more people like Craig to take the talent we're having. Because we talk about it all the while, the talent that is right across the island. But then, of course, or you get it from in the rough to where it needs to be. And the issue is, sometimes in order to get that, well, I guess the man can tell himself, but we just talk from a just observation perspective, is that most of the time, the process to get that done, a lot of people are uncomfortable with it, and a lot of people, them, you know, think about it in this kind of fantastic way when really and truly it is a different reality to get it done.
Diamond.
See it then? So
it's the grind. It really is. You know, I believe it or not, I'm a very faith-driven person. You know, and when I look at all the people that made changes in the world, they were all hated by those who wanted things to stay the same. Jesus Christ, Nelson Mandela, Marcus Garvey.
You name it.
You could have just pick any one of them, and they were troublemakers.
Yeah.
The reality is, it also takes faith, but with faith, you have to show it works. You know, I remember as a little youth, you know, I watch a show named Mark for Death with Steven Seagal. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
But sure, with the Rastaman.
The Rastaman in there, he says, there's one statement that took out of that movie, and I never forgot it. Everybody want to go heaven, but nobody want dead. It's your time now. Yeah? So, everybody wants to make it and be at the top and be successful. But nobody wants to do what it takes to become successful. And for me, I don't think, I was in corporate for many years. I mean, I think I work as hard in corporate as I ever do in one day.
Much less.
One day of Phoenix.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, there's this idea about what? Do what you love and you never work a day in your life. Lie! You work
till you're weak.
Yeah, but the thing is, but you're enjoying the work and the work feel there's purpose in it. So it don't feel the same.
Yeah, man. You know, when you look at a youth and when you look at them, man, now I look at their mighty ants. My feature now. Everybody love mighty ants.
That's a Jamaican. That's a really hard name.
Rename him too much.
Mighty ants.
Because the youth come in at about 6 years old, and the youth, when him goes and take off his shirt, the youth rip. So, yeah, man, mighty ants drop down in the Europe, them man, and impress the whole of everybody over there love him, and the man I play Manning Cup now. He must start at 12-year-old. He must play Manning Cup now in first year as he go through the gate.
Yeah?
The principal see my mother and say, but my chance, you know, them I'm on about 3-4 years now. Say, yes, coach, we're there from 6. Because I'm there every day, you know, and the idea is, you know, as I said, Phoenix is not for everybody. It's not for the faint of heart. Because in order to get through at that level, you have to be 10 times better than those that they have in Europe, or they're going to push their own. To be 10 times better, you have to train 10 times harder.
But before we even reach your method, the process, the academy, I want to kind of scroll back to, and same for you, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I call him people.
Yeah.
I met this man in a school uniform.
Yes.
Sometimes I have to pinch myself and say, oh, reach us, sir. I'd have distinctions and them type of thing there. And you know what I'm saying? Like, but I want to go back in time, both of you, to like family, brought up, say, school days. What made the man, what even the name Bullet, because Bullet them call it, right? Where you get the name there from? Here say they have a free kick, you know.
Yeah, we have the free kick, I could have bucked to buck. You hear what, no? The funny thing is, I used name David Strong, give me that name. You know David?
I know that name.
We used to go Peter and Paul and go George and something.
Yeah.
When I went to Peter and Paul prep, right? We used to line up for assembly right outside on some coconut tree. They'd line the thing, right?
Yeah.
And from time to time, the dry one them would have drop out. So we in the line, you know, and a dry one drop out. I took a lick the girl already, you know. Whenever I have no choice, brother, I just jump on bucket. Go. And David just turned around and said, yo, you have a bullet.
Stick.
You know that me want to know where you get the name the
Yeah,
bullet.
man, it's stick, man, it's stick. And then,
Finally.
and then no, cause sometimes people say I'm stubborn.
Yeah.
You know, then I play football, I actually could head the ball well.
Yeah.
So the name ended up work out. Well, the name Sasco is not as interesting, long story.
Tell about it, man.
No, well, the name Sasco actually is a derivative of assassin. And as they say in Jamaica, every nickname even become a nickname. So assassin somehow translate down to Sasco. So actually one of the first people who call me Sasco is Spraga. And then there was my brother Zumje called me Just Sass. And then you have Sassin, and you have, you know, all of the different derivatives. So Sasco is actually from that. The agent part is from 2006 it was. 05 was a kind of rough year for me. So I lose my mother that year and my daughter born that year, and my first album come out, I was 23, you know, all over the place. And as 06 approached, and my birthday is December, so every December I'm really, apart from New Year's itself, I really feel like a new year for me personally. And so, you know, looking forward to 06, I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to motivate myself. So I'm going to say, all right, Agent 006, we're going to be this person now that we're going to take on there, kind of like, almost like an alter ego for, you know, for motivate myself. And then the two end up merge down the line. I guess it merged 07 because you can't be Agent 007 because that lock already.
Agent Sasco.
So Sasco, you're a camper down youth. Me, the first thing that impressed me when they meet you back in 99, 2000 down at King Jammy's was the way how you put words together, the construction of the lyrics. So you were always a youth in a high school, impress or love English language and literature, did well, that was your best subject or no?
Well, I always did well across the board, well enough. But going back to the foundation, actually, and my wife and I were talking about this just last week, that thankfully my mother was the kind of person that, right name student companion and first aid in English, like from as far as I can remember, 5, 6 years old, every time you stop from school or on a Saturday or whatever, you have to go through and do the little exercises she'd put together and things. Those two books were like Bible. It was the Bible, then First Aid in English and Student Companion. And I guess the foundation that we had was solid enough. So English was always, you know, easy, so to speak.
Funny that you said that, you know, because moms play a big role in the pathway of them kids, you know. My whole thing with Phoenix, you know, was my mother, you know. Just how she thought, you know? My mother always said to me that whoever your friends are, you need to sleep at them house if you want to bring them to your house. Sometimes me and pot cover up her and Mackie, so me down at Maxfield, me down at Arnett, me down at Jonestown. Yeah. And that's some me grew up in as a little youth, you know. Yeah. So those are my friends. So when I grew up and I became old and I started to see Jamaica, I saw two different Jamaica. Yeah. You know, the rich and the poor. And I said, hold on, this can't work. And when I started the academy to make money, we used to charge. But then the people that would pay would always demand that their kids play. And the ones who don't have the money can't play. So I say, you know what? Everybody just keep their money, man. I'm going to do my thing. And the best youth, them and get them chance that everybody will work together. I don't care whether you come from uptown, inner city, in a business, everybody is one. So when you look at it now, you know, you have like a Xander Bicknell, right? That grew up with the Phoenix man, you know. You can't tell him different from a Phoenix man.
Yeah, hardcore.
And hardcore, the man them rub off on each other, them grew up, everybody's strong. Zane Byron, the whole of them youth. So it's what I want to see Jamaica.
Yeah.
And when my daughter come now, she grew up like that. So when you see Casey walk, you know, she militant, you know.
Yeah.
She walk with her whole team and...
Yeah, because sometimes I say, yo, oh, bossy bring him daughter around so much ball and then because you say. But when you know say your daughter militant, you can carry her anywhere.
Yo, when she says sit down, the man them sitting down. When she says stand, them standing up.
Yeah.
When she say, yo, done over there, done them man there, them done it. Yeah, man. But she raised like that. So people say, okay, Casey, she don't turn 17 yet. September she'll turn 17. And I say, Craig, how come you push her up so fast, so quick? I say, brother, how much of years experience you have in this? It's about 5 years with her. Well, Casey have 16.
Okay.
You understand?
Try know that.
Try know that.
She don't do her 10,000 hours already.
Long time.
You know what COVID did for everybody? COVID make you realize that the original model of school, there are many different ways to school now. They call the youth and they have to go to school from home and all of that.
Yeah.
So, because her mind is so advanced in terms of where she is in life, she bored with school. Well, she takes 6 subjects and she passed 6 subjects with distinction. You know? So, and the principal I say, hold on there. Someone now, Casey and him go to school and Casey get all her subjects. So it's what happened. You know? And the same with Dante. And my players, because some youth in them have youth all in Europe, they're on trial for 2, 3, 4 months, you know. And come back and do him so you exceed them, you know. And I'm good to go. Yeah. You know? So we have to open up our minds and change how we see the world, bro. Yeah.
So it reminds me when as a Wilmer's youth, I have a little experience in seeing talent and being unearthed right in front of my eyes, because I was at school with Bibi, and we and Bibi used to partner like Bibi did run one part, and me and him a bun and cheese and box lunch. And as you said, the teachers they would always say, football is not something that you can depend on to make money and that type of. Me say, baby, don't listen to them. Me say, you see you foot them and you asset them. Watch the world. I go see you come. They see the talent. I mean, say, but hold on then. No man, something about this is world class. Yeah. And him did have a thing about him where that was the thing that stand out. You see, every time him lose the ball, 90% of the time him throw it back off of your foot or go. It's almost like him shame. It's almost like him embarrassed.
Hold on now. And that are going to make Jamaica different. And is that going to be what make us go to our World Cup again? Jamaicans are fast. But people think about that we're fast, dribbling and going forward and everything. But if we're faster offensively, we're faster defensively too, you know?
Exactly.
So long as we develop a proper press game, win the ball and can keep it after that, nobody can test it.
Yeah.
Go faster than everybody else. If you take my grandmother and say, yo, granny, go run against them US people.
As a sporting professional, what do you say to the debate that is saying, what makes Jamaica so competitive at a world level? Like, you know, from cricket, football, clearly the sprints, and we can go on and on. You know, if you had to pick one thing, what is it?
It's not one thing, but I can tell you what caused it. It's slavery.
But slavery was elsewhere.
No.
What do you mean? So you have other Caribbean islands, slavery was there just the same. So it can't be that, because not everywhere that slavery exists produce the amount of talent at a world level like Jamaica does. So what is it? Some people say, yeah. Boy, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
You sure you want the answer? You sure you want the answer?
No, but yeah, I mean.
All right. I used to love history.
Yes.
You know, and I never liked school either. Because it was just a school not designed for a youth who are dyslexic or having challenges, and not designed for genius either. It's designed for keep you in the norm. So I did love history and I had a good history teacher. So I'll just suffice it to say, I needed to know. Yeah. I needed to know why we could only qualify for one World Cup, and we're the fastest human beings in the world, with football evolving more and more every day to be dependent on speed. So I looked at the triangular trade route. Yeah, England, Africa, Jamaica, back. If you go to Ghana, you speak part of them understand you, you know that, right? Okay, so this I really come from. Yeah?
West
Africa. So the triangular trade route was 3 months going this way, right? And everybody's chained like this. And you're abused. No nutrition, proper nutrition, they do anything they want to. But yet those that were still fighting to get away, they didn't want to put up with them on the rest of the stops. So they quickly dropped them off at the first port, Jamaica.
All right, no.
So you keep dropping off. For somebody to go 3 months of suffer and then still a fight, it means one, they're mentally tough, and two, them body strong. Yeah? And you keep dropping that off. Over how long was history?
Well, 400 years,
okay.
Something like
you
that.
keep dropping that off, dropping that off, dropping. You're creating a gene pool. Then now, add this to it. Jamaica has the highest mountain range in the Caribbean, going through the spine of the island.
Yes.
So anywhere in Jamaica you're walking up a hill or down a hill. So you're continuously training.
Them place,
You understand?
Man, take it.
Yo,
Take it well.
Some cold bumper take whiskey, they say.
Lick on that now. Well, I know. Lick on that now. If you remember when you're young, when you want Burger King, you go Ocheerios pound, the holiday time, and the one Burger King was there. Because no more fast food in there in Jamaica. And to this day, a good box food is less than a fast food meal. So we're eating healthy, proper, nutritious food all the time.
Yeah.
But there's a piece to the puzzle that people don't get. The same thing that make your head strong and nah, take no man beat you and enslave you, kunta kinte till you're dead. It's the same thing that won't make you work together. Everybody wants to be the leader. So sports that don't require teamwork, like track and field, run 100 meters, zoom, and you are on it. 200, zoom. We're going to do well. But say, play in a system, be disciplined, carry out your part, listen to the coach, execute. Yeah?
Defer to the man.
Defer to the man. Leadership coming down. What him say go.
Yeah.
You see a Phoenix? It means sitting on. You drop and sit real fast. And say stand up, you stand up. You know? And so when me and the say next in come on. I saw it going to go right down to the baby. You know? Yeah? And we deal with it different. We say, listen, the youngest eat first. I deal with it like a wolf pack. Yeah? The leader, you follow him wherever him go. When him drop out, the next one will follow him. The runt, eat first. When the food done, it done on the oldest one, which is always me. Yeah? So sometimes you see me fat, you can know when things are going on with Felix. When me look fat, you don't say we're good. You say I'm mager, things rugged. And that's how we do the thing. But as a nation, if you bear that in mind, that's what makes us the fastest. You understand? And on top of that, when slavery was abolished in Jamaica, the Caribbean, was 30 years or more before it was abolished in the US. Yeah? And when it was abolished in the US, the former slaves that lived in the US, yeah, were not allowed to use the same restaurants, the same bathrooms, and they had to get jobs back on the same plantation from which they were slaves before. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, the farmer plantation on them cut, and we get civil service job, we do whatever. So we grow with a certain sense of national pride. in ourselves and everything. So when you see a Jamaican go all the US, you know, them man they work, that they always say Jamaicans work in 10 different jobs. Because they know what they're doing and they know what they're going to. And them fighting, but people see that as arrogance. Yeah, when in truth and in fact it's self-belief and confidence.
And a little bit of everything in everything, because a part of that arrogance and alright, so when I think about the same question, a little bit of everything is in it. Even the fact that we are in, to me, like Greater Antilles, like that says something as a youth. Just hearing the word greater, Jamaica is one of the bigger islands in the Caribbean, so right away, you know what I mean? And then the idea of little but Talawa, like remember, you know, how many places in the world, them have a mantra, like an unofficial motto, so to speak, little but Talawa. That I tell every youth, say, even though the island small compared to the world, but you know what I mean? We have the ability.
A lot of credit has to be given to you, saying, because athletes and people were all supposed to be very humble and quiet. And when you see him go there and start with him, must beat up him chest and say,
Jamaica style, man.
You understand? Yeah. And him start, and do the tour and him start doing thing before the race and fix up it. It changed the whole philosophy of athletes and footballers, sports people. And that's how it should be. Yeah? You're entertainers. Right. Yeah? And when you look at what we have done with football, yeah? I am the first person that has said, I don't want my kids to go to college. I don't want them to. Not in the US. Yeah, you got JC get a scholarship. You got KC get a scholarship. You got Mona, 10 man just get a contract at Europe. And they're going to university at the same time there. Yeah, they are enrolled at University of Maastricht. Right? It costs 1,000 euros per year in Europe to go to university.
1,000.
1,000. So while they got some of the best universities in the world, you cannot train in the morning, 6:30, do your technical training, go on to school, come back in the evening, and train again, and play professional football. Meanwhile, you have a big bench, so you have a bag of money, and you get your education at the same time. Look at man there.
I don't think all inclusive.
So, all right, coach, me have a question for you. Is there something that you see in a baller, a young baller, that you can say, or was there a moment where you see Chippy or you see Leon Bailey and say, you know, say, when me see him do this, me know, say, that boy I got a distant? Or is it just some fate that you have to have? Because, I mean, you carry the youth, them go to Europe when them are like 10 or 11. What is it that you see in a 10-year-old that you know it's worth my investment, it's worth my time, my effort, the blood, sweat, tears? What is it?
I remember when I was younger, you know, I used to be around people that if they believe in something, they do it, you know. But when you say when you look at a young player, you say, okay, if there's this talent or that, it's not, it's in the eyes. I looked at Leon, I said, Chippy, what do you want to be? He's a professional footballer. And I asked him a simple question. What would you do to do that? He said, anything. Anything. He said, the way me train you there? Hours and hours and hours in the boiling sun. And not once him ever stop. The same with Whisper. Yeah? Phoenix man them build a different way. All of them. Yeah? The man they run back to back 400 after training finish. Yeah? And them do all 10. You know, them just it's about, and in the mantra too. Phoenix can never die. And Phoenix leave no man behind. Two things. Yeah?
Sasco, you deal with youths a lot too in here, because you're not just an artist, you are a philanthropist, you are a mentor, you work with youths, youths that are in the system too, sometimes caught up in the system. What is it that you see in the youths them where you can say, boy, Jamaicans, we're different, no matter what the pressure?
Yeah, well, go on. Well, first of all, I see myself. You know, growing up Kintyre to Pedro, Hope Valley, Camperdown, is youth like, Dunkirk, is youth like myself, you know, and, you know, sometimes is one piece of intervention or one person. Just one person did say, yo, this way instead of that way. Just one teacher who did, care enough for call you after school and said, you did do this wrong, or whether it won't be, on paper or otherwise, things like that. So I try to be that figure as much as I can. I don't know who it will land with the right kind of way. And when we say another song is a miracle for make a thing shot and not end up a gun court. It's really that what I talk about. For come from certain realities in Jamaica, it's like you're walking through raindrops to remain unscathed at the end of the day, because the influences are endless, and sometimes you might have the best intentions and you might make the good decisions for yourself, but then your reality just have some part of it where you can't go around it. It just so
it's a funny thing too. Don't believe that kids who are growing up with parents who have money. You ever hear the saying, like a rich poor poor?
Yeah, man, it's not a money thing.
Go through hell.
It's not a money thing.
A lot of them you there.
Yeah, it's not a money thing at all.
You see, the fact that money can't buy love. Money can't buy loyalty. Yeah? And a lot of the kids that are growing up even those kids in the uptown, as you say, they're being raised by the driver and the helper. Because to make that money, mommy and daddy out there work, or them in a foreign or whatever. Yeah. So, and they're not learning the values that are needed. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. So when you have a role as a mentor, you have to really take it seriously. Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. We all have that role. And I think if the more Jamaicans realize that. I remember when we grew up, everybody could have said, who that? A Nelly boy, a George boy, that, and could have, reprimand you and then tell your parents and thing. And then no, we don't know how it happened, but we depart from a culture like that where everybody have a role to play and feel that way. So juvenile, you can't do that. You need enough to know your parents. If you say a youth or do something where
but what will you blame? Will you blame for that?
It's not
what
one.
Is the reason?
It's not one single thing. It's like most things I get to learn, the older I get is a combination of things. But it start from just, I don't know, why standards just seem to fall a little bit.
The moral fabric of the society.
So school, for example.
Believe, for example, the values that we were raised with, the internet and cable, and the whether it is this country or that country, you drop your pants below your waist. The whole philosophy a change, the values are erode.
Well, yes, but it's a combination of everything, and even the idea of it's like there's this softening, right? School, for example, primary school for me, Bridget, you used to go to school and line up with the big old meter rule, so, and if you get all, what you call it now, we do common entrance preparation, some parents would even just drop down fear this. If you do your exam and you get 80, you say the 20, what you never get, you get licked for them there. Yeah. Big meter rule.
Yeah, man.
So some parents have a fit right.
I about them, it is, right? Call it is. Robbie a God, I call him name on the radio.
Yeah.
When the youth that come, the youth was a problem child. When we say everything possible for the youth though, wrong, him do.
Yeah.
You have a look at one teacher per Mona, and I don't even remember her name properly, but may I tell you, the lady buy him cornflakes. She look out for him. So Robbie, yo, if you ever see how the youth change,
transform.
The youth could have signed a professional contract right now, and the youth leave it and say, I come home because I want to win money cup for the teacher that might help him a more.
So on that note, we big up all of the teacher them who you have some teacher who out of the liquor them have all give you lunch money and everything that will start a camp around enough. Teacher who really extend themselves for the purpose of and the importance of what they really do. It's
because teachers don't do it obviously for the money.
It can't be for the money.
You get me?
Yeah, alright. I'm gonna cut you right there, because I call Chris Willie. I hear you make reference to Chris Willie. I'm gonna say Chris Willie and Bullet, other link there, and get to realize that we don't come from the same, cut from the same thing. You know what I'm telling me say? And it stand out. You say, yo, Bullet not in this for no money. And no money me not it for. him have a passion for grow the football system in Jamaica to an international standard. Because see there, just because of the realness and the dedication to the eating food, on the man belly.
Yeah.
Suck it in as a sin.
No.
Hey, my wife are the greatest, you know. But come back and I say to her, I say, Shelly, you know, see me I lose weight. She say, yeah, but not in the right places. The belly still
No, coach, but me say it as joke, but your method, coach, we have to study it. We have to study it because it's a method that brings results, right? It's a method that has allowed youths from marginalized communities to make a name for themselves as international, bona fide international superstars, right? Where the passion, where the intensity, because I don't know if it's your mother, I don't know if it's money. You couldn't be the coach that you are without your experience as a footballer.
No, as a footballer, you have to, it has the experience as a footballer, but you also have the role models. There's a guy named David Hunt, Waga. Yeah? That man there where I live in his house, Mr. Ventura. Yeah? Mr. V, I have him number in my head.
Yeah.
As we get in trouble, some mothers pick up the phone. Mr. V, bullhead again, you know. Say, bullhead, don't make me have to come over there, you know. All right, coach. Do my homework, you know.
Okay, so the impact with them coach that they leave for you,
Mentors
you take
again, man.
different things from them and have it in your system now. So what all right, so we know there are things that technically you have to coach. What you just say is the most important thing where you have to show or do to a raw talent to bring him to that next level? Is it the weaker foot training? Because I know you're big on that. Do you have times where you just say, yo, weaker foot alone,
There's
no
no
stronger
weaker
foot goal?
There's no weaker foot.
No name weaker foot in the philosophy.
It's your brain.
Man, look for me.
It's your brain I tell you that.
Yeah.
Your brain tells you that.
You know, say, coach, you see, if me did know as a little youth,
1 foot, remember say, is a 1 foot baller, this year.
one left alone, me have coach. One left alone. And as a youth, nobody never tell me, say, youth, you're going to need the right. You're going to need the right. And me I say, wait, me just
Focus on the
yeah,
left,
because at the left of the straight, the banana kick with it and rare. Me no business nothing but over here. So me realize it's all about can do. The
What you
two
do is
side,
you
the balance.
train your mind and you train your technique, so you're practicing both at the same time. If I take up some of the things I send to car, every match before a match, I send them, if I'm not even there, I send them the message, you know. With Leon, be unpredictable. Always remember who you are. Don't forget, you're not a respect for nobody when you're up on the field. Remember, you're audacious. Take it to them, any foot. One time I chip it go Leverkusen. First 2 match, cut in, whip it off of the left, off of the right, and score. Third match, cut in, whip it off of the left, score. So by the 4th match, goalkeeper just go stand up over the other side and wait for them to kick it over. So yo, be unpredictable. Go the next match and go like cut in, like I go down there and cut out on the right and bust it off of the right. Goalkeeper up and duck.
But don't start no club ball business in the barbershop, please.
Hey, let me share something.
We can't deal with it.
Bala.
No, we can't deal with it. Yo, no.
Bala, yesterday we have on Aston Villa, Chelsea. Tomorrow we have on Aston Villa. But guess what? On one side we bring it up. Man, let me tell you, Phoenix.
Yeah, I hear you.
See, one team.
Loyalty.
Yeah.
That's me on the corner.
You have to make a link because guess what? We want to do some farming.
What's the project about? Mulberry.
Mulberry. So Mulberry Valley Estate, it's a mixture of ecotourism, a little bit of farming involved, rest, relaxation, just an escape, and especially post-COVID, and a lot of people can appreciate, getting back to nature and, just having a space where you can link up with, let's say, a football team can go and have a retreat for a week or a weekend or whatever it is. So it's a little over 20 acres we have there. There's a river running border in the property. We are building some accommodation that will be texture-wise. It will feel like it belongs out in the bush, but still, when you go inside, it's very comfortable in terms of the level of finishes and things. So, and of course, like small events, weddings and things like that, family reunions, executive retreats.
You have some level out there?
Yeah, man, we have levels.
Think on this, and we can talk after, right?
Nothing but not put no football field out there.
This one I say, no, brother. You ever heard of the Norway Cup or the Gothica Cup?
The Gothica Cup, no, sir.
What they've done is incorporated football with sports, with tourism, right? What I want to do is to be able to bring to Jamaica those clubs. They come, they train, they play, they go to Maiden Key, them go up to Bob Marley Museum, them go up at the top up at Blue Mountain, right? While they're playing, they're looking at our talents that we have out here. They might pick up a 1 or 2 ball and carry them back with them. And Jamaica's football and the country's economy grows.
On display, yes.
Just imagine if we could have bring that down here.
And listen, what have Jamaica?
All of them.
We have it.
All of them stadium, they will sit down dormant, use, brother.
It's like, what's your contribution going to be to the fact that you were here? What you contribute. And I'm trying to maximize my contribution in whatever way. So I don't even know exactly what that is. And one of the things I'm learning to do is not exclude anything from myself, because people who accomplish great things, and I alien them. The first time I meet Sprague Benz, for example, remember down at Penthouse, they are like 17, him have on a jean shorts and a marina, and him play some tracks from an album, him and Donovan Jeremy know, and the first me I see the man knowing them. I look on everything. I have on a jean shorts with on a ear max and thing, everything, remember everything. And I there and I watch the man, and I see a big old vein run us up, and the man care of yourself, because I'm in the shorts and him sit down. So I see the vein on him foot. Sprague, one of my DJ them from high school, but Sprague Bounty, big up Professor Nuts, Bujo, who else again, Caperton. So Sprague one of the man them. I'm going to go and see the vein on the man foot. I realize, right, it is a man like me. I love him music and him incredible, but he's a man like me. And alien do great things. It's people like yourself. So if them can do it, why not me then? And then you start to study greatness and you realize, okay, what is the common denominator? Discipline, hard work, perseverance, the audacity for dream, outside of your own reality. The audacity for things say, you're going to take some youth from Jamaica and you're going to see them on ESPN and all over the place. And while in the face of people I say, about them ago. About Europe.
Yo, them ridicule me to the ground.
I can imagine.
Sometimes I say to myself, Jesus, how them people are wicked so.
Yeah, but let me ask you. You ever question it? A moment ever come when based on all of that, like it caused you for like a little doubt slipping more time.
I'll tell you a story. It's when Kasapa they banned me the time. We used to pick up the youth them and carry them around and bus or Eddie Layton, they give me God bless him, yeah? And when them ban me, they get the press and I say, I'm done with this year, man, for 1 week. I have a youth named Longhead. The youth take the bus home and then some gunshot fire. And I'm head him get it and dead, brother. The vow from that day, I will never, ever stop. It's not about me. It's about the people who went before me that made my life better, and the people who come in after me that me gonna make them life better. That's how you build a nation.
Yeah.
True, man.
Alright, my brother. Longhead that you there, you wouldn't like never forget him.
Gentlemen, say we could have gone on, cause trust me, there's so many things that we never touch upon.
Not even. Yeah.
We never talk about Kyle and the music and the whole thing. And we know that is an aspect of you too.
Yeah.
Where
my father is a musician.
Your father is a musician?
My father was the owner. You ever heard about a band named the Mighty Vikings back in the day?
Yeah.
I am a Marty Butler and the People's Heritage, man.
Watch you now.
I'm a father that's it.
Watch you now. Look at
but me can't sing to save my life.
Cut. Like we're going to invite them again, I got further down in the season, we're going to draft them again when more things are going on and you don't know. Big up on yourself, gentlemen. Enough
Never
respect for passing through, man.
Every
Yo,
time.
There's so much. I have to go watch back that right now with my notepad. Because there's so much moments where we can say, boy, we need to go back to that and so much nuggets and so much things I know people I go enjoy and believe me, I really appreciate the reason.
Yeah, man, and congrats on the show and everything.
Respect,
Yeah, man.
respect.
Same. Every time. Keep going.
Cut, we are cut.
Oh!
That's all like Chichi.
In the future, and this is always want to prove a point. Now we're contemplating another new life. We live with our decisions. It all come down to choice. Hey, it all come down to choice. Whoa. It all come down to choice. Hey, made use of my opportunity. Now I'm where I wanna be.